Hi, I'm Rosie.
Yay, I'm back on YouTube.
Welcome to my channel. We're looking to what's going on intuitively in the world, from the political to the personal.
You can book personal readings on my website, rosieinsights.com. Rosie and Corina News Digest. Rosie Insights started about 7 years ago as Rosie Psychic Investigator, looking at news related to the Trump administration. Over the years, I have followed the practice of doing research about what's going on in the news, making that a core feature of my content. As of November 7th, 2024, I have had Corina as my daily guest slash partner for the series after the election. We are committed to working as a pair on this series at least until this election situation is resolved. Corina lives in Arizona, loves crystals, and is a certified aromatherapist. She is working on her website for private client healing appointments. We'll share her info once it's ready. Corina started as Rosie's, meaning my client, about 5 years ago, and then we became friends and started sharing the conversations we were having privately already. This channel is about looking at current news and events through an intuitive lens and sharing intuitive information. This content is for entertainment purposes only. Trust your intuition. This channel is just one source. Do your research, trust your intuition. You are the master of your own beliefs. What we won't do: conform. We do not conform with what other channels say necessarily. This is an independent channel, as is theirs. If you have a question about what you heard on another channel, ask that channel. On to today's episode. If you like this video, subscribe and press like. Thank you for watching.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Rosie and Corina, Psych Investigators. So,
Hello.
hello, everybody. So, let's do the protection right away, and then we'll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'd like to ask for protection. A beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I fill my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources that create the good, and only the good is so it is. Okay, so there's a lot to discuss today. It's a big day, but before we start discussing the news, I was talking to Corina earlier, and she had a really interesting story about a dreams she had. So go ahead, Corina. Feel okay. So.
Okay. I was telling Rosie about this dream that I had, and I normally don't remember my dreams unless I'm prompted afterwards to talk about it. Then it comes back to me. But this one I actually woke up from remembering.
Mm.
So it was 2 nights ago, and I dreamt that I was I was outside, like in this field area, and it was crowded, but it wasn't very overly crowded.
Mm.
And I remember seeing this, I'm going to call it a being because it didn't look like me or anybody else around us. And I'm going to say it was a he because it felt like a very powerful male presence, and it had a little bit of a glow to it.
Mm.
And he looked at me, and what was particularly, it didn't feel like modern times either. It didn't feel like now. It felt like ancient times.
Mm.
And so he looks at me and he starts walking directly over to me without breaking the eyes. And I wasn't scared. I wasn't anything other than
Mm-hmm.
watching him walk towards me. And so he walked up to me, but he walked to my side like he was standing next to me, and his arm came around to the back of me. But as his arm came up and was coming around the back, I noticed his hand was exceptionally big and his fingers were really long. And as his hand came around to my back, his finger went into my back to my spine, and he touched my spine.
Mm.
And it was like as he touched my spine, my body arched and froze. And then I became the observer in that moment, and I was watching it. So I
Mm.
could see his finger in my back touching my spine, and he lit me up from bottom to top, top to bottom. I could see every nerve ending. And I was telling Rosie, I've had the experience where I've gone to an exhibit. It's called the Bodies exhibit.
Mm.
And if anybody knows of it, it's so awesome. And it shows you every part of the body laid out. And so you could see the spinal system with all the nerve endings. And I saw everything. Every single nerve was lit up. And it lasted for a few seconds. And then he pulled the finger out, looked at me, and he said, I just activated you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all he said. And he says, you are now fully activated. And he was gone. So it was really kind of strange. But what I was telling Rosie, what felt so powerful in that moment as I was coming out of it, out of the sleep, is the message was, we're now in this time where these light beings, or, us who tell the truth and carry this light with us at this point, need this power, and we need to stand in that power of light and not let any fear or doubt or any of that resonate in your body, because that darkness that is out there is so, so powerful that we have to be so strong in our power so we can get this darkness out of here, basically.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
And so it was very powerful in that message. So I did want to express how strong we need to stand and not go into any fear. Just don't let that propaganda get you. Don't let the gaslighting get you. Don't let what you hear get you. Just focus on standing in a very firm, feet on the ground light.
Mhm,
That's
mhm,
what it was.
mhm.
So anyway, I wanted to share that with everybody.
So no, and I want to say here, I love this story, and I was telling Corina that when we did, I had done I guess years ago now the class, and we
Hmm.
talked about when dreams feel like apparitions, and it's usually the person will come to you in a kind of like in a specific standing, like in a position, and wow, did you see? I saw light like flying.
Yes.
Did you see? I did not move
Yes.
anything. I don't think it's like a piece of jewelry. No, it was a
No.
yeah. That's right. It's that they come and they're like, hi, oh hey, what's up? What's going on? And they're like, oh, I feel connected. I feel protected. I do,
Yeah.
but it's like this sense that they're like, yeah, that they came into you to kind of like really almost like to remind you of this, also to share with us here, right, in a video
Hmm.
really, and also to tell like that there is something like I feel like we're stepping into this. It's like a new era, okay. And
Hmm.
I know it may be crazy. I'm thinking, how people like somehow will stumble into a video, be like, what are these people talking about? We'll put trash isn't the way, and all that, but it's like, no, I don't feel it. I really don't. I really don't.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So so
I
interesting.
don't. And I woke up feeling so good this morning. I mean,
Mm,
I just felt so giddy and happy and excited. And, my husband said he wanted to take down the Christmas decorations out front. And so
mm,
I was already starting to feel, I love springtime, and, the baseball season starts, my favorite thing. And, the spring flowers. And of course, here in Arizona, it seems like it's always summer, but still, it's just that time of year that just invokes that feeling for
mm,
me. And so I just have been feeling that all morning,
mm,
all
mm,
day. Actually, it's already. almost the end of the day. But I've been feeling that all day.
Okay. Yeah, so
Yeah.
very exciting. No, really, very exciting. So, okay, so now so that was, this Corina story. So thank you for sharing, Corina.
You're welcome.
And then let's go now. Important stories of the day. So,
Yes.
so the first thing, I'm gonna pause. I'll just explain to you, and then I'll pause and share. So yesterday's video included the Treasury Department's sanctioning of some individuals in Russia and Iran, and then and then somebody sent me a message today, and she highlighted a point that was mentioned about so I want to share this with you because it is fascinating and it makes so much sense. So I'm going to stop
Hmm.
pause here and then get to the what she said. Okay, so this is the message that I received, and she was highlighting this part. So this is a press. So yesterday, as you recall, everybody was talking about it. It's in the news and everything that the Treasury Department sanctioned these individuals. So this is the part. So here's a Happy New Year. Quick note to say there's some very interesting info in the press release. It's all about the EO 13848. Refer to the paragraph with which this included. In addition, financial institutions and other persons that engage in certain transactions or activities with the sanctioned individuals may expose themselves to sanctions or be subject to an enforcement action. So as you indicated, this was the first step in the book since it points directly to Elon, Thiel, etc., etc. Thanks for all you do and our working, pulling pieces together. So this, it's like, I was like, wow, it makes such a good point because I don't know, I think everybody, well, a lot of people know that once the Ukraine war started, meaning invasion of Ukraine, pretty much, right, by Russia,
Hmm.
the thing that seemed to really work was the sanctions, financial sanctions.
Right.
So, and it also remember how, because remember too that there were these people in the US that the FBI had the names of people who were connected to Russian money, whatever, right?
Hmm.
Receiving, like, creating content for Russia propaganda, something like that. Or, using connected to Russia, right? There were the list of all these people. I think, I don't know if they were indicted or they were mentioned. I don't remember
Yeah.
exactly, but the point is that it's these people. But then what happens with this is why your sanctions are so damaging to them, because they can't do any business. And the moment any of your businesses touch this thing, have to close. It's really very, very dramatic. It's not
Right.
like, oh, let me fight it. No, because it's usually, how documents are very powerful. It's not like someone said, it's like, here's the receipt,
Hmm.
and you took money from this and you did this. So as soon as this is on, they can go into this enforcement action, like like a domino. Okay.
Right.
So so so
Hmm.
that was the interesting. So that's what I wanted to share with you, and then we can ask this question. Ask, focus, hone into this, what the thing that she said, and so that's like this when, even though it's going to be, maybe we won't get a specific answer. Who are the people that are going to be who are the individuals or companies that will be affected by this treasury sanctioning? Okay. So,
Okay.
so if we can find who or details or how or so so who is going to be affected by the sanctions? I guess in the US, right? Because
Yeah.
who are they targeting? Who is the Treasury targeting here in the US that may be aiding and abetting these people? Tell me. Yeah, it does show me that, for some reason, Peter Thiel. Oh,
Yeah.
it shows me Rumble. There's a company. This is a company that it's a social media company where Glenn Greenwald and what's his name? I don't know. These people, like, and they all those people, Peter Thiel invested in it, and it shows me that they are involved. They have received finance funding, something, so they can all of this. It could always say, because this will trace. And it
Yeah.
will show that social media is not innocuous. It's a part of a big scheme,
Hmm.
propaganda scheme. And you're saying it will expose the tech bros. It may take some of their money. It will make them tainted, and they
Yeah.
won't be able to do business. This is
Hmm.
how bad it is.
Yeah.
So they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh," it's like, well, why if it's just about free speech, then why are we seeing all this money? Because these think about it, the tech bros, they have a lot of money to begin with. They were perfectly capable of having businesses without taking Russian money. They didn't need it. But why
Exactly.
did they, right? Why
Right.
did
Right.
because
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So it's a way
And
that they, right? So
yeah. And Peter Thiel was the first one that came up to me too. On
yeah,
the,
interesting.
I'm not really familiar with all the guys that are with him, their names. So what it showed me is the web and
Oh,
the
I'm getting
people on
something
the web.
specific.
Yeah.
It's saying this Rumble app, it's saying that they share the data. I'm getting that there's something about internal data or like the database, they share this is how they upload what needs to be said, what's going to be said, propaganda patterns and such.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's a very important app for the big propagandists.
Yeah.
And it will show the communications, the conversation. Oh, interesting. I have information. Really interesting.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, Biden. They're like, remember how they're like, Sleepy Joe? Ha ha ha. Hmm. Who's
Yeah.
sleeping? Who's laughing now? Who's laughing now? You were laughing now? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Right.
Not so
So
sleepy.
interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was that. That's right.
Hmm.
Okay. So is this going to impact the election? Oh, it's saying also some sort of like servers. Oh, even I wonder. That's right, Elon Musk, Starlink, he's communicating, right? He communicates with all those people. He does openly on
Yeah.
social media. He talks to Russian like ambassadors and such. So that's it. So
Well,
they're setting a trap for them. It's saying it's
hmm,
showing not a trap. It's already it's a the trap. They already stepped into the trap, but they're already in it.
right.
So wow, very
And
interesting.
it's coming back to me again. Remember I said it I I found it interesting because I didn't think of it yesterday, but to how they came out in that report and talked about the first thing they're going after is the propaganda.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
there you go. These tech bros, that's what their whole motto is with these free speech is only for them. You know, that's what they think free speech is only for them. That's
Exactly.
how they use their platforms. They don't like us to use our free speech against
Mm-hmm.
them or on our platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting that that's the first thing that comes out is the stuff about propaganda. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's been to me the stuff that's affected and tainted and brought people in to their circle is the propaganda. That's what makes
Mm-hmm.
people believe.
Mm-hmm.
It's all those twisted stories. That's what gets into their minds and messes with their beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
So I find that very interesting. But it is a way of, coming out and saying as well that this is going to be way bigger than what people think, because look at how involves
Mm-hmm.
that world.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was telling Rosie, they wouldn't sanction major countries, if they didn't have absolute proof.
Mm-hmm.
You don't sanction countries without knowing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah, no, it's remarkable. It's
this is
remarkable.
massive.
Oh, wow. Okay, so
Hmm.
wow. Okay, so that's that about just that part. And then I wanted to also share like a little story about that I remembered. So this is like so my New Year's I didn't do anything. I was kind of like I was I didn't even remember the video and I was kind of like felt liberated that I didn't have to like celebrate or whatever, but I have my journals, I have my things, my planners, whatever, right? But at the same time, so then I don't sleep. Some of you may know that I have insomnia sometimes, but my sleep schedule is all kind of messed up. But at some point, I was telling Corinne, I don't know exactly when it came to me, if it was like waking up or falling asleep, but it's something to kind of told me that okay, so I didn't go to the deli because there, he's in New York, right? Like everything was closed at first and like late, almost to midnight. I was like, oh, I should go to this store. I wanted to get this or that. I didn't. And it said today, I think it was today, like, okay, today, don't forget to go today to this store, to the deli, whatever, to get whatever supplies you need or whatever. I don't need much, but just a few things because it's going to be a really busy day on Thursday. I do have appointments on Thursday, but I felt like that was not what they were telling me. It was like that there would be maybe events, things to be kind of that. I mean, you don't have the time to go out, do many things because there'll be information coming out.
Hmm.
So. So anyway, I wanted to share that. So because then, okay,
Yeah.
because now that there's going to be other things that are not necessarily related to tomorrow directly, but so okay, so I'll just
Mhm.
share that. But let's move now to the next subject, right, Corina? I think we're
Yep.
okay. I'm gonna pause again. Okay, so this now, there's a lot to talk about. Today is a big day. There was all these explosions of the Cybertruck and such. There's other things. But this is something that I really want to talk about now before I forget because it's related to other huge things. And it's a story about let me actually share this with you. It's about the FBI found the largest explosive cache on a Virginia farm. And as soon people had sent this to me the day before, a couple days ago, I don't remember, but or yesterday. So much happens, right? But
Mhm.
immediately when I read today, I was like, I was reminded, and I don't have a like I have to go find it, guys. I mean, remember when January 6th happened, I remember this so clearly. I
Mhm.
had said the person was working, the person that looks like a woman, right? The bomber who dropped the bomb
Mhm.
was in a farm because I remember explaining that it would there was a farm like involved. It was close to DC, but it wasn't
Mhm.
there. So it wasn't, I don't think it was Maryland. I did think it was Virginia. I remember seeing it clearly. Did I feel like
Yes.
so I have to go find it. Because then when I see here they're saying the FBI finds the largest explosive cache on a Virginia farm, I'm like, wow, that's it. They're close to the January 6th bomber. And you know what's so interesting? That this would be the perfect time. Like they have to stop this thing, whatever it is, if they have more ideas, before the whole Biden thing happens, right? The whole Kamala,
Right.
because they would try to act. Remember how I had said something even like at some point I mentioned the what was it? Oklahoma City bombing type people. So
Mhm.
so
Mhm.
this is my question. Like because immediately again I went back and I get goosebumps now saying this. Is
Yeah.
this the farmer I had seen in a vision related to the January 6th person? Okay, so
Yes.
because that's what I saw that they were there, they were trained.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so let me read through this quickly. So FBI finds largest explosive cache on a Virginia farm. FBI says it has discovered more than 150 bombs doing a raid on a farm in Virginia, thought to be the largest such cache seized by a law enforcement agency in its history. Spafford was arrested in December 17th of December, Isle of Wight County, 180 miles south of Washington, D.C., after a tip-off that he was stockpiling weapons and homemade ammunition on the property he shares with his wife. I wonder, is the wife? Oh, goosebumps. Is she the
Yeah.
bomber? Is she the bomber? Damn.
Ooh.
What? I want to see her. Let's look her up, Corina. Let's look her
Yeah.
up.
My gosh. Oh my God.
Wow. Oh my God. Okay, so let me pause. Let me pause here. Let's pause. Okay, let's pause 1 second so I see if I can find. So Brad Spafford. Okay, so or should I pause the recording or just look? Let me pause the recording. Okay, so guys, I don't know. I think I stopped at the point where right we talked about the raid and everything. He's married, okay, to a woman. Have two kids. This person. So I went back again to I could not find a photograph of her of the wife, but I asked with Corina. I'm going to do this again here. It's like, is there a chance? So the oh, not, and before I say the answer here, I want to say that this is just, it's for, I guess you can just as a disclaimer, quote unquote, for entertainment purposes only, quote unquote, right?
Mhm.
Because we don't know, and this is a very serious situation, but
Right.
remember that there was a woman. Oh, Karina, this is the thing. Now let's find the footage because I believe, and we're going to double check here when we talk to you, that the wife could be the woman pictured on the January 6th footage. So let's see. Let's just pause, right, Karina? I'm going to pause and
Yes.
find the footage just to check with that because that would be a really great way, right, to see. 1 second. Okay, guys, so I found it. I'm just gonna play a clip just to refresh your memory and also to ask while because I think it will be really super as from a psychic clinical perspective, right? Intuitive perspective. It will be really interesting to look at it. So let me share again here, right? So here we have so let's see here.
Device planted at the DNC is discovered.
This is a
These
person.
events unfolding simultaneously in and around the Capitol would touch off perhaps the most massive investigation in FBI history. The identity of this
Here it is.
suspected bomber continues.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
people might think that, oh, I'm not, people, the mannerisms, the hand gesture, this, people might think that, oh, I'm not going to bother.
Okay, so that is the classic image of this person. So with that, let's leave. So this is the person that we're going to ask about. Could this person, oh, the lights are, woo, okay, woo, 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 woo. So see the person. Okay, and again, this is a intuitive, quote unquote, for right. But
Hmm.
immediately, what I had seen back in the reading, what I did around just after January 6th, when what's came out. Okay, so let's see. So all right, so let's see, Corina. Let me stop sharing so that we can just focus now on the rods and the question and everything. So
Okay.
is is this person pictured on the footage, on FBI footage? Could this let's say could first start with could this person no let's ask, okay, sorry, let's ask about Brad Spafford, right? That's his name, the person who
Yeah.
was arrested. So is he married? Yes.
Hmm.
Is he married to a woman? Yes. Is he married to a man?
No.
No, we know he's not, but just to confirm. Okay, so okay, we'll start with him actually. Is Brad Spafford involved on the January 6th? Wow. Wow.
Barely got the question out.
Are you getting also this, Karina?
Yes, yes,
Wow,
yes.
because when we pause, okay, thank you. Okay, so is Brad Spafford's wife involved in? Is she directly involved in January 6th?
Yes.
Okay, stop. So could Brad Spafford's wife be the woman pictured by the FBI? Yes.
Hmm. Could be.
Okay, good. Now let's ask now a different question. Is Brad Spafford's wife the woman pictured on the FBI thing?
Mm. Mine come together, but they
They
don't
don't.
quite
They're not.
cross.
They don't cross. Okay, so you don't think it's her. Oh, you could don't just say it. It's okay. You
Yeah,
could
they
you
don't
don't have to
cross.
agree.
So, yeah,
Okay, so is that okay? So hold on a second. Oh,
let's.
okay. So let's ask then. Let's find another way to ask this question. So is Brad Spafford's wife the person who dropped off the bombs on January 6th?
I get a yes.
Yes. Is she the person dressed as the bomb that everybody's looking for? Yes.
Yeah. One is moving, one is not. Okay, so is she the person I'm looking for? Yeah.
Okay, let's ask a different question because I know this is kind of a conspiracy theory, but it's possible. Okay, is there, let's just confirm, because is there the possibility that, so okay, no, let's say this. I've read before that people think that Marjorie Taylor Greene is the bomber. Is there, okay, do some people believe that Marjorie Taylor Greene is the bomber? Yes, they're like,
Yes.
yes.
Will do.
Okay. Is Marjorie Taylor Greene the bomber? No,
No.
I gotta know.
No.
Is Brad Spafford's wife the bomber?
Ooh. See, that went from a no to a yes.
Yeah, I mean, by bomber, I mean the person who's pictured dropping off. Yes. What? Okay, so damn.
Well, and if you like, I was reading that, like I said, if you read it, it wouldn't surprise me. He did this. It's not like he was trying to hide it from his kids, even. It
Wow.
says he had them in an old refrigerator marked "Do Not Touch," where his
Okay.
kids were.
So okay,
So
wow.
he
Okay,
wasn't trying to hide it from his family.
so wow. So that's it. So so guys, there's a lot to talk about. So I just wanted, like I was telling Corinne, let me cover it because it's the kind of thing, because with everything going on, I could forget. And the other
Yes.
thing that I think it's because there's this whole thing with Biden, right? The Kamala Biden situation, they have to get it over with now before
Yes.
anything, the guy could do something, who knows, right? So okay, so I'm gonna pause here to then move to the next subject. Okay.
Yeah. I don't think.
Okay. So guys, now we're back to this the terror attack, it looks like that's what happened, right? So
Mhm.
there was
Mhm.
a so the situation is there was a New Orleans attack, and and I, to be honest, like I'm not following this super closely because I was just doing the video here with Corina. It seems like the more and more they're finding information. So this person uh drove a was it he had New Year's revelers in New Orleans had been identified as Shamsuddin Jabbar, a 42-year US born citizen and US Army veteran from Texas. Jabbar was radicalized in the last few years, and that radicalization may have been exacerbated by the Israel-Hamas war. So, okay, so this is it. Now, then there was okay, there was also this information here that that's not the one. Is it? Okay. Did not act alone. But I saw that there was something where they said that the Cybertruck had been rented by the um where did I okay, had been rented where was it? One second, let's see. Oh, let's see here. It's in history. Okay, so let's see just one second. So because I saw that they had been rented by the same person, something like that. Okay, okay. So here we have Las Vegas police looking for links between Cybertruck blast and New Orleans attack. Okay, what side?
Oh, okay.
I am not going to confirm any names.
Toby's barking, so.
Oh, yeah. Connection. So this is a question. Let me ask, let's see here. Was there a connection? Okay, was this the same thing? So let's see what happens here.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
The driver of the Cybertruck pulled into the valet area of the hotel and the vehicle exploded. The driver was killed, and so far is the only fatality in the incident. 7 bystanders have minor injuries. Okay, so is this related or what? What's going on in war? If not, what is the story? Okay, so
Okay.
let me stop share. So what is the story here with the Cybertruck and is it the same person? So let's see. What do you get, Karina?
I don't necessarily get that they're the same person. Well, obviously they weren't but you know what comes in is like I heard this old-fashioned radio, like beep 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 beep, like almost like what do you call the communication?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, the old-fashioned communication, but it didn't involve words. Telegraph? No. Anyway,
Cable or
they use it
fast?
in the
Okay.
military. They use
Mm-hmm.
it in the military. It's some
Okay.
form of language. I can't think of the
Okay. All
word.
right. Okay.
So I heard that, and it was signals going out to radicalized groups
Mm.
that now's the time to
Okay.
cause
Mm-hmm.
chaos
Okay.
and
Okay.
carry out some attacks.
Mm. I got because I got what I got was just this you know how sometimes you have a picture of a map and then there's like a circle that it shows the link that those two things were leading to the same point. Like in other words, this point was the
Yes.
either an organization or the same organizing group or whatever it was comes
Yeah.
is not the same person, but I think it was triggered by the same. It was done. I guess you could. It's fair. I guess if I can interpret this, it would probably be like, is the same organization? Probably yes.
Yes.
Whoever was
Yes.
organizing or had, like you said, they had the, they call it cells, right? They have maybe
Right.
the cells. Let's just here. So is okay. Okay. So are the attacks, the Cybertruck explosion, and this guy in New Orleans, is it connected? Yes. Say yes.
Yeah.
Connected meaning could it be under the same umbrella of some organization?
Right. That's how I get it too.
Yeah. So
Yes.
yes. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So and just I have to ask this question because sad but true, but whenever I see things that could harm Trump, I feel like could it be a fake attack? Like could it be something organized to make Trump look like a victim? So I need to ask this just to be fair.
Hmm. Hmm.
And like so was this some sort of like a attack? Is it false flag how you call it, right? Is it a false flag attack? Is it a false flag attack? No.
Mm-mm.
Was it done to kind of make Trump look like a victim? No. So does Trump have anything to do with this? No. I'm just asking, does Russia have anything to do with this? No. I get
Mm-mm.
that. Okay. All
Yeah,
right. All right.
right.
So you agree, Karina? Do you
Yeah,
think?
I agree.
All right.
I agree.
All right. So that was that. I think that's all we need to know really about this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, so I know that somebody was telling me that I think it was some. Okay, so let's see. Is there anything else like this going to happen? Or something else? You're saying wait, maybe, but I think it will be uncovered or unveiled or something. Okay.
Hmm.
I'm not too worried about it, no. But isn't that crazy that all of this is happening at once? It's kind of crazy. Okay.
I know,
So,
and you know what I
oh,
just heard?
tell
I
me.
just heard with that catch that they just did with the Virginia farm,
Uh-huh.
they may have uncovered some plans,
Oh, good. Okay. Okay.
yeah, that they can get on top of.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Cool. All right. So now let's go to there's more stuff to talk about. Okay. So let's go to the
Hmm.
next subject. Okay. So now let's go to this other subject, which is so somebody mentioned left a comment under a video mentioning that Trump had said these things. So I looked it up. Said so. In fact, there was a tweet of his, or and also posted on Truth Social. But not his, I did not. And you know what's so interesting about Twitter? I guess I searched for the words. It didn't show. It didn't let me search for. I don't know if it's. I don't know how it's working, or if like you can't search certain people. It's not letting. So I had to. It was kind of a little bit hard to find the actual source, but it's there. So anyway, so here we just won a historic landslide and mandate for the American people. No, I'm gonna get the rest. No, you did not. You lied.
Yeah, yeah,
But let's just continue. Okay, so from the American, but Senate Democrats are organizing to improperly stall and delay the confirmation process of many out of our great nominees. They will try all sorts of tricks starting very soon.
hmm,
Republicans must not allow them to go forward, right? So I'm not going to click on it to see, you get the gist of it.
yeah,
And then we have, of course, the knowledge that Trump uncharacteristically is endorsing Mike Johnson to be the speaker because normally, right, he always wants like everything to fall apart, but this time he is endorsing,
right.
right? So the question here is, does Trump know something is up? Does Trump, right, Corina, right?
Yeah,
Does he know? Let's ask, right?
yeah.
Is Trump
He's
why
already
is
projected.
the question is like why is Trump? Do we need? Oh no, we can keep the okay. Does Donald J. Trump know that something is could happen tomorrow? Does he know? Or is it just really about the Senate? What's going on? No, he's saying he attacks and then he does all those things. He's like, oh, if, something's gonna happen because he can't control, and he something in him because he's a con man, he has the instinct for that.
Right.
Tells him that like people are not buying it completely. There's
Yeah,
some, it's like something feels a little bit slow to him
yeah,
and he doesn't know what it is. So he's already like kind of shooting, saying like whatever, just in case something
yeah.
comes out.
He has to lay
So,
the foundation.
so okay, so then does he think Biden has a plan to expose to the world? No. He's like, no, it's too late. They're still buying to the whole no. He's not, look at what the things he's saying. He's saying these things, he's saying like that he's gonna go. He's gonna go. He's too old. He's too old.
Yeah,
So they're like, who planting all these articles saying all these things about, how he regrets dropping off. So they keep having the traditional media is putting all out this. They even said that they waste their space with like, oh, but Biden was doing worse, but people were hiding it. You know how like all of this
yeah,
instead of like doing some research, which is their
yeah,
job. So so this is that. So yes, he does. So does Trump know what could happen? Does he have an idea? Is let's say him and Elon Musk, do they know what could happen? Are they aware or not? Or what do they expect to happen? Let's say,
yeah.
what do Trump and Elon Musk think could happen? What is the worst they're thinking that could happen? No, they're thinking that some Democrats might come out and say they stole the election, but like, oh, we know that's not enough. They don't know. They don't. I think they don't think that we have enough.
Mm-mm. Exactly. I don't think
Or
they
yeah,
don't think they have the proof of Starlink. That's what I heard.
mm,
I heard
right.
Leon like sitting back laughing, going, "They got nothing on me. They got nothing."
Mm,
When actually they do.
mm,
He just doesn't get it. But Trump had Trump has this instinct about him. We all kind of probably are very aware of that by now. He
Mm,
has pretty good instincts that
mm,
he can tell when something's not kosher, and he just feels it. He feels it. I don't think he's really aware that what's going to happen, or he doesn't think Biden is smart enough or strong enough or courageous enough to do it, because he's not, because he
mm,
can only think about his own self.
mm, mm,
He
mm.
can't
Oh,
think of
okay,
other
okay.
people like that.
Mm-hmm.
So he does have a sense that something's not right.
Okay.
But
All right.
Leon doesn't have a clue what could happen on the Senate floor.
Mm,
He just knows that they could cause chaos.
mm. Okay. All right. Okay, so that answers the question. So let's see here. Let me just pause, just stop share, and then pause and see if there's. I think there might be something else, but just one second. All right, guys. So we have come to the conclusion that this is it for today. Okay, really, because it's
Yes.
so intense, like a lot of big things happening, right? So see you guys tomorrow. Who knows? Keep we're very hopeful that keep your
Yes.
prayers and everything. If you
Mm-hmm.
are, you don't have to be that person, but if you are, it's good. So praying for the light, truth to come out
Yes.
sooner rather than later.
Exactly.
So, okay. And send us
Mm-hmm.
sending Biden, sending Kamala strength. Okay. All right.
Yep.
So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay.
Yes. Bye.
Bye. Bye.